Hello everyone. In today's video we will be covering the last case of the series, which is case number 41 and 42. And this case is extremely easy to recognize because you will have both the pieces in the slot, your corner piece will not be oriented correctly, and the same color piece will be next to each other. So it'll either be like this or like this. So it's easy to recognize, and what we're going to do again is we're going to look at what the white piece is doing, where it's facing, and make our determination of what we'll do based on how the white face is facing. So let's get started. When the white face is facing towards you or away from you, basically what we're going to do is we're going to solve this case where you have the white piece on top and they're separated, and here's the oriented version. But if it's a not oriented version, and you can place your corner piece over the slot and solve it like that. So again, we'll have this case, and we'll solve it like that. That's case 19 and 21, I believe. So we're going to do the same thing to this slot. So if it's facing towards you or away from you, we will perform that save move. So we'll kick it out of the slot, U2, and then separate it. And what that's going to do is that will create your easy case, and then you can just insert it right away. So again, if the white face is facing towards you or away from you, you can perform that set of moves and it will create the easy case, and then you can insert that easy case however you like. This also works with the back, so if it's in the back, we will, and there's the easy case, and then you can insert it. So if it's a oriented version of this, if it is a non-oriented version of this case, then this will reorient this edge, that solution will reorient that edge, and also set it up so it's easy insertion, like that. And I think that's really the only way I ever solved this case. You can also kick it out, move it, and that also gives you the easy case, but then you're still non-oriented. So it depends on if you are oriented or not. So if you're not oriented, you want to reorient this while you're setting up the case. So you would perform this, and that would orient and set up the easy case. If you are already oriented, then you don't want to change the orientation of this piece, so we'll just kick it out, set the easy case up, and then you can tell it's either going to go here or here if it's the right hand version, if it's oriented. So one more time, if it's towards you or away from you and it's oriented, we don't want to change the orientation of this, so what we will do is we will separate it, and then we'll just solve this case, which is just set up the easy case and then insert. If it is an oriented, or if it is not oriented case, we will perform this, and then that sets up an easy case and it's oriented, so we can now 2-gen it in. So that is if it is facing, the white is facing towards you or away from you. So if you have the white on the right or the left, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the orientation of the edge piece. And if it is oriented, we're going to do one thing. If it's not, we're going to do something else. So if it is not oriented, we're going to kick the pair out, and this will always give you the case where you can do one of those for an insertion. So if it is not oriented, we're going to kick it out like that, set this case up, and then when we perform that, it's going to pair it up and insert it into the slot. So if it's back here, so if it's in it's not oriented, but it's not in the slot that it's supposed to go in, we will still kick it out, but then we will have to set the corner piece over your slot, so when you do the alg, it will insert the pair accordingly. When it is in an oriented slot, we're going to kick it out the same way, so we're always going to do that when you have this case, but now we have to just think ahead a little bit and figure out where our slot is. So it's oriented, so on the right hand side the slot's either going to be here or here, right? So when we kick it out, we can line up our side and then we can pair it up, because here's our slot. So if it's oriented, we can kick it out. If this was our slot over here, then we would have to do one of these. So if it's oriented, we can kick this out. We know this is a blue piece, so we'll line up the side, pair it, and then we can insert it however we like. If it is oriented, but it's not in the same slot. So now our slot is here that it goes in. So we can still kick it out, but now instead of lining, because this is a blue piece, so instead of lining it here, we're going to line it up on this side. We know this is a blue piece, we know it's an oriented edge, and then we're going to lift our slot, make the pair, and then insert it however you like. So again, if it's oriented, we'll kick it out, and we can either pair it up using this slot or pair it up using this slot. And that's if it's the right hand version of this. If it's the left hand version, obviously you would have to do the left hand moves. If it's not oriented, we will kick it out, and then we can perform the 19 alg to insert it. So a quick summary: if the white is facing towards you, then you look at the orientation of your edge, and if it is not oriented, you will perform this alg, and it will set up your easy case and orient this edge for you, so it's a 2-gen after that. And if it is already oriented, we will kick it out, and then this is an oriented case, so we can just insert it like that. If the white is on the right or the left, we'll look at the orientation of this piece. We will always kick it out like this, but if it's not oriented, then we will perform the 19 alg. So put the corner over the slot, and then 19 alg. That's if it's not oriented, because you want to change the orientation of that. If it is oriented, then we can just kick it out, and then based on where this color is, so if it's blue, it'll go here. If it's green, it'll go over here. And then we'll solve this oriented version of that case. I think that's it. This has been a super fun series for me. Happy cubing!